Hello, it's good to have you again on the program, and of course it still is the Polity. Whenever we are on this program, we discuss the Polity, and so today it will not be a different matter. And the Polity today, the thing that is the most important matter on ground is 65th independence celebration of Nigeria, and we will not do anything if not this before any other. And so we welcome you, Okechukwu Onubogu here, and I've got my guest that is here seated with me, and I've got another guest that is will be joining us via Zoom. He's already there for us, and so we'll get him on almost immediately. But let me let you know that I have OLUMUYIWA, ONLEDE, who is a public affairs analyst, here with me. Good to have you on the program, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And I also have Archbishop John Praise Daniel. Archbishop John Praise Daniel is already on Zoom, waiting for us to bring him in, and so we're here to do that. I also have another guest who happens to be SAMPRAISE, ITOMO. But before then, I'm starting with ONLEDE and Archbishop John Praise Daniel. So we want to say straight away, welcome to Archbishop John Praise Daniel. Yes, good to have you. Good to see you, Archbishop. It's always a pleasure to behold you, because I must say that you always look so good. I want to welcome you on the program today.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yes, and all right, and it's the Polity, as we have said. What we want to do is that I know that you have a very busy schedule today, just like ONLEDE with me here, that you couldn't make it to this place, so we say let's get you from there. Today we're commemorating the 65th anniversary of Nigeria political independence. And why I say so is that, of course, we know Nigeria has been there all the while before this one happened. So that is one factor. We want to find out how you feel about it. But all the same, I'll ask that they unmute your camera so that we'll be able to hear you, because I'm just getting you from your lips, but we need to hear the sound that will come from you. Please let your camera be unmuted, and we'll go on to talk with you. Your audio, rather, yes. So while we wait for that to happen, OLUMUYIWA, okay, sir, can you hear me now? I know you can hear me, but can we hear you now?
Yes, praise the Lord. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Whoa, I'm yet to hear this. Okay. Let's ask again, and it's the 65th independence anniversary. What do you think about it? Nigeria at 65.
Well, we thank God that we are marking.
I still can't hear.
You can't hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're saying yes. Go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I said that we are marking or celebrating the 65th anniversary of our dear nation. It's been a milestone, a distance gone, even though we are not yet there. But of course, we are definitely not where we used to be. Nigeria has made progress. We can say a lot has happened from 1960 even till now, in terms of development, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of so many other things. Even though we have still a great expectation that we can be more than where we are, we can be more than this. And but we can say of a truth that God has been gracious to us. And as a people, we must be grateful. Nigeria is a great country, and 65 years, it's been amazing. I'm sure by the time we are like 200 years like America, we'll have gone far, far, far. But for now, we can say glory be to God, for He has done great things. And our nation is on the verge of marching forward. Despite the challenges that we know that we have a better tomorrow awaiting us. So congratulations to Nigeria and Nigerians on our 5th independent anniversary.
Thank you so much, Archbishop John Praise. We also want to say, I know that where you are, There are many people that are waiting to be attended to. That's why we're doing this in a hurry. We want to say, looking at the fact that, just the way you have said it, that we are not as old as America, but we have moved on, we are growing, and there are so many reasons for which to be glad. You said something else which I want to also handle. You said that we are not where we ought to be. I want to ask, when do you think, and what are the factors leading to the fact that we are not there yet? What are the factors that can lead us to getting to be where we ought to be as soon as possible?
Purposeful leadership is very important.
Yeah, purposeful leadership, yes.
Purposeful leadership.
Yes.
And we must be pragmatic. We must be intentional about progress. And we must be intentional about making changes that will bring about a great nation. We cannot continue to do the same thing the way we've been doing it all along and expect new things to happen. No, we have to change our style. We have to change the way we do things, the way we do business. Corruption has to be put to an end. Our leaders must not be selfish and egoistic. Must use the money that belongs to the people, for the people. We must have infrastructure in place, and then we must be determined to become the giant of Africa that everybody calls us to be. I remember the first night I was in Cape Town in South Africa about 20 years ago. I remember that night I wept. Why did I weep? Because I said, can this be an African country compared to where I was coming from? We are far, far, far behind the story. So I believe that we must be pragmatic about it. Our leaders must be intentional. We must be honest. We must be sincere in our leadership commitment. And we must be determined to move this country forward. Okay? We know that Nigeria has great potentials, both in human and material and human resources. We must harness those resources, bring about the change. We must let the best of the brains to lead us. It should not be business as usual. It must be that these people have a vision to lead us, they have planned to lead us, they are determined to lead us, and they are ready to take us to the promised land. Okay? Once we have that, and we have the right leaders in the right place, and our country move forward. I think our basic challenge and problem as a nation is having the right leaders in place. Even though the people there, the common man out there, or the ordinary Nigerian, and every one of us has something to contribute to making Nigeria greater, or to making Nigeria great. And each and every one of us must contribute our quota. I like what the slogan that during the Diora Akoluyi said, the change must begin with me. So the change we are looking for in our nation must begin with us as individuals, and then translates to every nook and cranny and every sphere of our nation endeavors. And I'm sure with that, we'll be on a high move to where God intends for us to be as a nation.
Thank you so much, Archbishop. You know, the question we asked there, whether this could be a turning point, that was why we had to ask the question. This 65th independence anniversary, could it be a turning point? Well, you've said things that have to do with that. And what we're asking is, so that when it is time for us to celebrate our 66th anniversary, we won't say, oh, our country. We will begin at that point to say, yes, from after the 65th anniversary rather, there has been a great change. Do you believe that sort of thing can happen, sir? You are a man of faith in the first place. So do you believe that that is what we can have, a turning point from now? There will be a difference for the country.
I believe that we can have a turning point. The Bible says, if thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. So I need faith people to believe with me that Nigeria will become better. That by the time we are celebrating 66, we'll have looked that we have gone far from where we are coming from. I believe that the future is brighter, the future is greater. And like the Bible says, that the path of the just is like a shining light, and it keeps shining brighter and brighter and brighter unto the perfect day. So I believe that our path will still shine brighter and better, and God will be graciously take us to where we ought to be and put us where we ought to belong. Where we belong. So let it be a turning point, and let our leaders listen to the cry of the common man out there on the street, and the cry of everyone that Nigeria must be better, Nigeria must change. It is not about you, the politician, but about the polity. It's not about you that is in power, but about the people for which you are in power for. So we must try to empower the generality of Nigerians, and not the politicians and those of us that have privileged positions are thinking about our pockets only. No, we must think Nigeria, we must think the nation, we must think success, we must think progress, and we must think zero corruption if this nation will become what God had intended for it to be.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Before we come back to you to take your final message, because you have a message for the nation, definitely. But before you take that message, I want to speak with ONLEDE here, though I know we're taking just about 30 minutes of your time. But before we let you go, let me say that ONLEDE that is in the studio here with me will have to say something. Could it be a turning point? Is it possible that we have a turning point from this particular independence for this nation?
Definitely. I'm an optimist that this nation can be great. But if the country must be great, it must rise through our collective shoulders, not apportioning blame, not dodging responsibility. Both leaders and citizens, they have a role to play.
Yes.
What am I doing within my confine, within...
Yes.
What are you contributing to Nigeria? What are you doing to Nigeria that is negative? What are you doing to Nigeria that is positive? In your guided moment and unguided moment. Everybody has gotten a role to play. If you see developed democracies, if you see developed countries, they got to where they are because both the leaders and the citizens and the elect, they decided to be patriotic to the country. They decided that, I'm going to give whatever I have for this nation to be great. Taking America for example, when nobody is looking at America, he believes America first. But are we so in Nigeria? Is it Nigeria first, or my region first, or my tribe first, or my ethnicity first? Because one of the greatest problems that has hindered progress in Nigeria and other African countries is negative ethnicity. That is a very big problem. And unfortunately, we have more than 250 tribes together to form a nation. When you go to countries like America, you go there, you see, even though you are from Africa, immediately you get your citizenship. Your Africanness evaporates. Yes. And you fuel into the existing system of being America, and you have no choice than to preach America first. If we can preach Nigeria first, I believe Nigeria can be great. There's going to be a turning point at one point or the other. At one moment or the other. I believe the turning point can be now. Yes. Because most of the things that has hindered us economically, when we got our independence, we only got political independence, and we did not get economic independence. Okay. Those that gave us independence, they were deliberate. They were deliberate in giving us political independence without economic independence, because it was not voluntary. Our colonial masters did not give us independence voluntarily. People like Ahmadu Bello, Awolowo, Abakar Tafawa Balewa, Michael Opara, and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. They fought tooth and nail for Nigeria to attain independence. But the colonial masters at that time, based on their foreign policy and what they are getting from us and other African countries, they were reluctant. But they got to a point, they had to go. They had to allow us, based on the agitation of those founding fathers of Nigeria, that we want to control our agriculture, we want to control our health, we want to lead ourselves, we want to control our education, we want to lead ourselves. It is time. It did not start in 1960. It started as earlier as 1954 when Sir Enahoro was raising that motion in the house that it's time for us to. But unfortunately, based on the negative ethnicity that I talked about. People like Shagari from the northern part of the country opposed it in 1954, and we were unable to get independence until 1960. People like Osadifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, one of the people that helped Nigeria to attain independence, because as at May 1957, Ghana was already an independent nation.
Yes.
Because Ghana was a smaller entity compared to Nigeria.
Yes.
Ghana were able to manage their ethnic diversity better than Nigeria. So Nigeria was unable, and we are still reeling from that syndrome of negative ethnicity. Before we can attain our height, attain the height that, because there is a particular height that God has destined for Nigeria,
okay,
being the giant of Africa, but we are not there yet. But we can definitely get there. I am optimistic.
Thank you. We are not there yet, definitely, and we will get there. Thank you for your optimism. I know that SAMPRAISE ITOMO, that is also part of this program, will soon be telling us his own side of the story. But before we get to him, before he gets in to talk, let's return to Archbishop John Praise Daniel. And let me let you know that Archbishop John Praise Daniel is the president of West Africa Association of Evangelical Churches in Africa, also chairman Northern Christian Religious Leaders Assembly. That's not all. He is, of course, we all know this one, that he is the founder and general overseer of Dominion Chapel International Churches. But then he has been there all the time. He has been, of course, I remember, the Abuja leader of the PFN. And he has done a lot in actual fact as far as these matters are concerned. And so he is a spiritual father in all ramifications. So that's why we want to ask him, what would you say to this nation that is called Nigeria? What is your prayer for this nation called Nigeria? Before we let you go, tell us. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much, Okechukwu.
Yes.
I will say, Nigeria, oh Nigeria, arise and shine, for your light is come. The glory of the Lord is risen upon you. We can no more grow on in darkness of confusion and banditry and killings. It is time for us to leave that behind and develop our nation. We should not be battling with kidnapping. We should not be battling with the letting of blood all over the country. No, it is time for Nigeria to arise. It is time for us to become each other's keepers. It is time for us to realize that God made us one nation, Nigerians first, before he made us Christians or Muslims. So we cannot go against each other on their tribal or religious lines. And so the killing must stop. It is time for people that have run away from their ancestral homes because of these conflicts to go back to their ancestral homes. People have not been able to go to their farms. And that is why food is on the high side, because of banditry and because of the killing that happens. It is time for us, the security operatives, to intensify their work. Thank God for how far they have gone, or how far they have laid us, and how far they, what they are doing to stamp out insecurity. But it must be stamped out completely so that farmers can go back to farm. We call Benue the food basket of the nation. But for some time that has not been, because farmers can't go to farm. The same thing Plateau, that used to supply Irish potatoes and all of that. So it is time for security to return and for our farmers to be comfortable going back to their farms.
Security.
So I think we can do that, and Nigeria can rise again, and we can become better again. So it's time to arise and shine, oh Nigeria.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. It's time to arise and shine, oh Nigeria. That's a great point at which we could say we have had it. Thank you so much, sir. Our prayer is that that even as you have prayed, that it will begin to work for us. It's been a pleasure sharing the moments with you, sir. And we will let you be, because there are so many things you have to do this day. But keep remembering us in your prayers. We'll be glad to keep hearing from you too. Thanks a lot, sir.
Right.
All right. Bye for now. We will take a break and we'll return just in a jiffy. And so we are again, and we'll continue from where we have just stopped. One praise is out of the way, another praise is inside. And incidentally, this other praise that is here happens to be the boy of the other praise, the son of the other praise. And I'm talking about SAMPRAISE ITOMO here now. SAMPRAISE, good to have you on the program.
Thank you, Okechukwu. Wonderful audience.
Right.
Bless you.
And so we have been discussing Nigeria at 65, and we're asking, could it be a turning point? What do you think?
Well, the figure is very, very sensitive. You know, this is 2025, and Nigeria at 65. So the 5 there is spiritual is number of grace. So let me be very, very spiritual and prophetic and positive. That as you ask, could it be a turning point? My answer will be affirmatively yes, because that's our expectation. And but going by what we are seeing in the polity, of course, we know that is far-fetched. You know, so, but for now, being just an opening speech, I will say in the affirmative, based on our prayerful expectation that Nigeria at 65, and this is the year 2025, God could be speaking. Let us be alert and allow God to use us to bring about a turning point for our dear nation. I personally love Nigeria because I believe God never made a mistake in zoning me here. You know, most of us are born not by our will, but we find ourselves here by divine orchestration. God decide your parentage, decide your language, your height, your complexion, everything about you, even your voice, your DNA, not talk of your nationality. So based on this divine orchestration, I have got to be very positive about Nigeria and keep praying for Nigeria no matter what I see, because I know that one man's prayer can bring a turning point for a whole nation. It's been happening ab initio. God bless you as we continue.
Okay. So we're being taken to the prayer side this year, this day. Even the program I had earlier in the day was the same thing. And, well, that's in acceptance of the fact that there is God.
Yes.
Remember that statement?
Yes.
So, looking at the way things have been happening, part of this was what I also discussed with my guests in the earlier package for today. Nigerians, you know, John Praise, the Archbishop, said something, and he said that with purposeful leadership, and you mentioned the same purposeful leadership, and said that there is hope that we'll get there. And there was something he said. He said that the first time he went to South Africa, he wept because he was saying, so this is an African country. See how beautiful it is, and my own country is like what I don't know. And so he's hoping that Nigeria will get to start working on getting close to what we see in South Africa. Someone else too, I'll still remember the name, former chairman of Volkswagen, who is a politician now, and the leader of the Lagos Business School, Tom, is not Tom, Otomi, Pat Otomi. Okay, he said he went to Morocco, and they moved around. They were not just staying in one place. They moved by road. So a distance that's about I think about 400 kilometers, you know, by road. He said he did not see any pothole in Morocco. And their nightlife was beautiful, and there was light everywhere as though it was day. On the road, I'm not talking about inside the house. And now, he is wishing that Nigeria will also take a leaf from that country and do things correctly so as to have it. But looking at the problem we have, power, and all that, infrastructure problem, do you think we can get out of this thing, ever get out of this with the kind of corruption we see in this land? ONLEDE.
Yes, we can, but the pace, that's what we should be talking about.
Okay.
When you talk about Morocco, that is like an Islamic country.
Yes.
And you compare Morocco with Nigeria, that is a liberal country. So there's no basis for comparison.
Yeah, I see.
Compare Morocco, compare UAE, compare China.
Yeah, okay. There's also a kind of, yes.
They don't believe
this, yes.
So, now, where that ideology, Islamic ideology and
the of China,
where it's taking them to is that development that you're seeing. Because you are compared, whether you like it or not, you are compared. There's no, you have little freedom to do some things because you have nothing. You have no individual to fall back to save you. Let's look at Nigeria.
Yes.
Listen, I am a Christian.
Yes.
Listen, I am a Christian. If I steal money now, and EFCC decide to arrest me, and the president is a Muslim and from another region, so I have a weapon to use. You say, well, I'm being arrested because I'm a Christian. I'm being arrested because I am not from the
region of Because you're not in the same party with the president.
Sentiment.
Yes.
You can't say that in Morocco. You can't say that. Once till today, despite America saying, let us abolish death penalty. If you rape a girl in Iran, Iraq, you are going to be assassinated.
Yes.
If you rape in Iran and Iraq, you are going to be assassinated. They don't care about America. That is why I said, because you know why? Those countries, they are independent economically. You understand? But we are independent politically, we are not independent economically. And we have this problem wouldn't have arisen in Nigeria.
Yes.
If we had maintained when we had independence.
Yes.
We had regional government. We had regional government. We had the northern region,
the eastern region, the western region, and mid-western region. That's all.
It was later that the mid-western
that one came later. Yes.
We had those three regions, and we were doing well. The northern region was doing well in agriculture. The western region was taking tax revenue.
Yes.
Giving their people free education.
Eastern
region was business.
Business and oil. Yes.
There was coal in So we were doing well. That was even before we saw oil.
Yes,
in commercial quantity.
Yes. The Eastern region had oil too.
We believed that agriculture, education, and trading, could give us a viable economy, and it was so until January 16, 1966, and we got it wrong. That was when we got it wrong as a nation. I don't want to apportion blame to any part of the country. I don't want to apportion blame to anybody. We got it wrong January 16, 1966, and regional governments were dissolved, and that was the beginning of our problem. After that coup, Nigeria became infamous for leaders whose greatest claim to fame was that they destroyed their regions and they exploited their people and destroyed their states. When you look at the founding fathers of this country, Sir Onubogu, Tafawa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe,
just as you mentioned earlier,
you can see patriotism written all over them. You can see vision. Those were people that knows what the country requires, what the people want, and they were ready to lead according to what the people want. And they were doing so until they were assassinated, which is very, very unfortunate.
This thing you're saying even reminds me of somebody. That is Francis Akanobian, Ezogo of Omala. Francis Akanobian, chief, was at a point a knight, a British knight, and he was called Sir Francis Akanobian. He was the governor of Eastern Region, not Eastern State, that Asika became the governor, but Eastern Region. But at his stage, when he found out that the colonizers, colonial masters were doing things that were not right, and he challenged them, and they didn't want to accept what he said, he told them, Is it because I accepted to your knighthood that I'm an MBE, member of the British Empire? Is that why you think you can play with me? He relinquished that and give it back to Atelier and take your knighthood. I'm not interested. I am no longer Sir anything. I am Chief Francis Akanobian, and I want to do the things that my people will need for us to develop our place.
That is a man that believes in the people. That is a man that believes that he is there to serve his people, not to serve himself, not for personal aggrandizement.
Yeah, exactly.
But today, what do we have? We have leaders
who will go to buy these titles from outside the country.
About the people. You understand? And our problem didn't start from today. I told you. Our problem started from 1966. You understand? That was the beginning of a problem. Everybody now started jostling for. We had these things in the regions before. We were leading ourselves through the regions before. But now there is a unity, there is a central government. So every region, every ethnic group, every tribe is not jostling for what they can get to their region. And that is what they claim.
Yes.
And when they get that thing, it never gets to the region.
I wonder, it never get to the region. Where it has gone to, nobody will be able to explain.
You understand? It never goes to the people. And this is evidence. When subsidy was removed in 2023, the president decided to give 2 billion, if I'm right, to each state governor.
They will do something, yes.
Did they see it?
People will hardly say it.
Unfortunately, I see comments where people are saying, why do the federal government have to give these palliatives to the governors? And I now laugh. How underdeveloped our leaders are, underdeveloped
themselves.
Our brains as a people. So that we do not know our left from our right. If a man is qualified and voted to go to Abuja, Accountant General or Minister of Finance, whatever the case may be, to collect 10 billion on your behalf every month, and 2 billion palliative is given to him, and you are complaining. What about the normal statutory allocation that these people get? Nobody's answering any question. People are not being called to accountability. People are not being called to answer for what they have done. You see, insult anywhere in the world, insult has never bring about any good leadership.
No, it doesn't.
Challenge with empirical facts. That is what is called democracy. That is what is called politics. Not insulting leaders.
Never brought anything good for the country.
Fact that from social year to social year, from January 2025 to
October, September, yes.
We have gotten these amounts.
Yes.
Please, what have we done with it? And the Nigeria Constitution stipulates that once in a while, a state governor should go to the parliament within the state and give account.
Yes, of what he has done.
But are we seeing that?
We are not seeing it.
When people like us agitated that the parliament at the level of state parliaments should be independent, a former deputy speaker from Borno State came to a national television and said they are not ripe for the people we are fighting for. So it is all his fault.
I'm not only him.
Capacity.
All the states, the members of their state assemblies, they kept saying the same thing.
His brain has been underdeveloped to see what is wrong as being right. And that is one good thing.
And what is right as being wrong?
That the Western world, that is their grand plan. And that is how they plan Africa to be. Till today, if you look at a country like France, very small country, not bigger than Lagos, you can see that France wouldn't have been able to stand alone as a country without inputs
from
Africa.
All these other countries that they have colonized.
Football. France cannot play football without.
Of course, yes.
If you look at their squad,
almost all of them are Africans. Yes.
If you look at France, they are the most pernicious among colonial masters.
Okay.
They get people independence. They don't even have CDN. they don't have currency. They don't have CBN. Those that have currency, they don't have CBN. They are CBN. They are central bank. They are central bank. Sorry, it's in France.
It's in France.
That is how pernicious they are. But there was somebody that saw all these things. When the agitation for independence was very, very loud, Osago for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah saw all these things, that when in 1957, when Ghana got independence, he said it in his speech that the independence of Ghana means nothing if the rest of Africa
is not free. Yes, I remember.
If the rest of Africa is not free. He said it. That was the statement. You understand? And he started moving from one country to another so that other African countries will get their independence. And when they get their independence, so that you look at it, you look at him in 1963. In 1963, May 24 and 25th, 1963. Now we had 3 African nations that were independent then. There was a conference. That was where OLU was formed. There was a conference in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. You can. There's a book by one that was a member of the delegation, Kofi Baxter.
Okay.
He was a member of the delegation. He said he saw it. He talked about Kwame Nkrumah, the man who could see tomorrow. And he remembers so very vividly that when Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was given the opportunity to speak to his fellow African countries, in an animated fashion, he abandoned his written speech and pointed to leaders that were present then. He pointed to the host, Emperor Selassie. Selassie, you will not be there if we do not unite. We will not be there to see the consequences of lack of unity in Africa. Selassie, you will not be there. As soon as I finished with Selassie, he pointed to Nigeria's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. You Tafawa Balewa, you will not be there if we do not unite. What is the unity that he's talking about? He's talking about having one currency, one army, one capital. He doesn't care where the capital will come from. He's not saying put the capital in Ghana. He's saying let us leave this on with one army, one currency, and one capital, and one country. As soon as he has finished with Tafawa Balewa, he pointed to Fubabaga of Dahomey, now Benin Republic. But everybody in that hall were not saying
what he was saying,
what Kwame Nkrumah was saying, because he saw it that we are too small as individual countries to confront these overlords that have been causing problems. They will come back in one form or the other. Yes, and they have done that. Neo-colonial project. Yes. And it is quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate.
I would just want to ask you, Sam, with all this that ONLEDE has laid out, do you see a hope for Africa?
Like indirectly, we are repeating the former question. Nigeria 65, could it be a turning point? So also, by way of extrapolation, I'm still on the affirmative that if some of us are not here, like I said, everything now is happening by divine orchestration, and some of us are also having a bigger mind than that of Kwame Nkrumah, a bigger mind than that of the founding fathers of both Nigeria and Africa. And so I can always say prophetically in the affirmative that yes, there is hope for Africa, sir.
Okay. If there is hope, what do you think? This is the question I also asked Archbishop. What do you think could be done? Because there are supposed to be precepts upon precepts, line upon line, for us to have something.
Yes.
What do you think should be done for it to happen?
Well, let me call it reorientation, like what my friend is saying here. If you have people of independent mind who saw the former and seeing the present, and could also predict that from the former there was a future prophecy for that future we are looking for. You begin to have what we call a program like this, where we are now reorienting the people. We are communicating, because if all the models they are watching is rascalism and all these shenanigans, both political and spiritual shenanigans, then there couldn't be hope. But if you have independent minds like this, like you and I, we are here now, we are saying it exactly the way it is. We are in pains, we are no longer happy with this. Do you know that with time we are going to get the minds of the independent thinking Nigerians, and we are going to form a program, and then the future can be birthed out of that. After all, in history, revival is never backed by a majority of the people. One person can come up with a different concept and keep speaking it. Just be patient and be praying and trusting God. We will find you have a team working with you, and you are going to have something unpredictable. So those who are really enslaving us shouldn't think the game is over. It's not yet over. We are still coming.
We have children, and our children are seeing what is happening. How do you think our children are seeing this country today? Looking at this corruption and everything, are they not beginning to see that corruption has become part of the country or a lifestyle in Nigeria? where you see even in some schools, the teachers in the school would want to help their children when they are taking external exams. They want to use AI to get some questions that they themselves don't know the answers to. Write it for the children so that they will write. You see some parents that they will want to get buy results for their children. At the end of the day, the one that has bought position for the child who went into political science, that child comes out tomorrow and says he wants to be the member of the House of Assembly or National Assembly or even governor or any other thing. That person would also want to buy the position the way the father or mother, the parent, bought positions for them in school until they got to that level. How do we see these young boys and girls, these children? How do we see them as they see evil every day becoming a norm? Should it be so? I'll begin with you, then I'll get back to him.
Very good, because what you are saying is not far-fetched, and exactly what is not exploding in our everyday life, or which some of us are still falling on them. Like I said, there was a day I was interviewed on TV, and I was asked, for instance, the area where our ladies are now prostituting, and most of them are in school, and they said some of them were interviewed on the street program, and most of them kept saying one thing, that because of the economy, this is the only way they can get through school or get a job or what have you. So that's what's my mistake. I say, well, I am not a woman, so I don't have sex to market. So I cannot really say my parents trained me in school. Honestly speaking, whatever I am today, by the grace of God, is self-determination, self-industry, is having a vision ahead of you and not compromising one for that matter. So the foundation is being destroyed, sir, like you mentioned. The parentage we are having to them is that of as if we are petting the children in the midst of corruption. You are pampering them. So if my dad pampered me, I wouldn't have been what I am today. I was born and brought up in the midst of poverty and in fact for a polygamous family, and but at a point I gave my life to Christ. Let me say that was actually the result of my own turning point, and I walked my way to where I am by the grace of God. So I don't want to agree with those sector that believe by pampering your children, make sure they have all what they want, so that they will not spoil. You are already spoiling them. So there's a friend that came to me one day. He said that the wife asked him to go back to school, so he has not gotten a first degree as of the time we spoke. So how is he not going to school? And he has already gotten, but he doesn't have the time. Because I asked him, I say, do you really have the time? He said the wife linking with somebody that will be settled, that will help you write, and just put all his names there, so the nomenclature is him, but the hand officer, the voice, that kind of voice. And I scream, and he happened to be a leader in a particular church. I wouldn't mention the name. He's a leader. So because the wife now is trying to profile you, I marry you a secondarian, I don't want that low profile, that kind of thing. So ego is not the wife ruling him. So this foundational stuff is eating us deep.
The marriage is 20% gone.
Already,
the marriage is gone. The wife no longer see the man as worthy.
Yes.
The wife no longer see the man as worthy of her. The man is not seeing it.
If you can control a man to that extent, not talk of the children.
She's not ahead of the man, according to her.
So do you know that there are a lot of families now that the father God cannot carry a cane and discipline the children? The wife will say, kill all of us. Leave my children for me. Do you know the pains I passed through to born these children? So that is actually the vital aspect of this whole thing. Now we are growing up, we are seeing the exotic cars.
Please permit me. Let's take this call from Mohammed. Mohammed from Maiduguri, thank you for calling. Sorry, it's not time here, but go ahead.
Happy Independence Day to Captain TV.
Yes, happy Independence to you as well.
Yes, thank God. I'm enjoying your conversation, you and your guests. Well done, gentlemen. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Well, we thank God. We are praying as well. And we continue to pray that let there be goodness.
Amen.
Let us have that kind of changes, as the Reverend Bishop is saying.
Yes.
The change begins from me. So let everybody change from wrong to good. And then we can move forward. You see, this country is all of us. Yeah, I'm a Nigerian. I'm saying this because there is no difference between any of us, whether whether you are Christian, you are Muslim, all of us were same father, same mother. But unfortunately, we support one thing. We couldn't understand who is that enemy that is creating division among us.
Yes.
High time, all of us to start fighting who is that enemy. We were living happily as one people before. I don't know who are those people sponsored to create that division among us. I think it is high time we start fighting about it. And then the monster, which is the corruption. The corruption is in the DNA of almost all the politicians. When they are cheating people or losing resources, they don't talk about I'm a Muslim and a Christian, no mind you.
Yes.
So for that reason, I think it is high time we should now understand who is that enemy. The enemy will be from outside or in within. So that is why our progress is being deterred. We continue to sometimes look back with wrong policy, wrong ideology, and all these things are coming from somewhere. We should start finding solutions to it through that. Then awareness, as the man of God is saying, we must.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. I guess they are warning him. That's why Jones went off. It's okay. Thank you so much, Mohammed. We are grateful. Please keep being part of what we do. All right. All of them.
I've already said it.
Yes, yes.
The Bishop said that when you interview ladies into prostitution, they tell you because of the economy. And I said it when we started this program that if we continue to shift blame and to dodge responsibility, we will not go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
We must take responsibility of our actions, and that is the most difficult thing for any Nigerian person to take responsibility of your action. Now, if you see as a lady, you are into prostitution because of economy. The man paying you the money. What kind of economy is he operating? What kind of economy is he operating? You understand? He does not have another economy. If I'm a woman, then I will not look at maybe a man and copy his template.
Maybe he's among the looters of the economy.
Then they go and join them. See, it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse to continue to do what is wrong. Once you don't accept that you are wrong, you will not take correction. You will not take correction. And that is why it is very easy for those smoking cigarette
yes,
to leave it after some time. Those smoking in their head secretly. Because nobody sees them. Nobody sees them. You hide to do it. But cigarette, you buy it and smoke it. Somebody is beside you that wants to buy biscuit. Where you are buying it from, he's telling you that this thing you are doing is not good. It's not good. But whoever goes to where they are selling Indian hemp, he wants to buy Indian hemp. So nobody will correct me. Nobody will correct another person. We are all the same. We are all the same. You understand? So if you look at family, the biggest school is supposed to be the family. Yes. Those people, when you are given birth to, you are groomed and you are being told what your responsibility is in the society. That's it. That's what I tell my children. You don't have right to raise your hand against anybody in your school. You understand? If anybody raises hand against you, you run away from there and go and report to the authorities. Yes. You are not an authority, and that is why places like United Kingdom, if you are driving and you are in a traffic and somebody picks your phone in United Kingdom, you cannot run after that person, hold the person, you kill the person, they burn the person. If you are arrested, you are going to prison.
Yes.
You understand? You talk to authorities, they'll be able to use that to work on the mind and the psyche of their people. You understand? And it is, and in the place of religion has done more damage to Nigeria, to the Nigerian people than good.
Because we are offering the mindset.
You understand? But both religions, they have done more damage. It is. Because religion is used to shield what is wrong. Religion is used to shield what people do what is wrong. Yes. You understand? If you look at religion, they have used it in Western world to tell their people, especially Christianity, they have used Christianity to tell their people that patriotism, hard work, it's the only, hard work, patriotism and dedication. Those are the only criteria for greatness. For stardom. For greatness. You understand? You cannot be great.
But yes, you are selling miracles to miracle and kitchen.
You are saying people should come and collect
yourself.
It doesn't work anywhere. It doesn't work anywhere. Religion is the opium of the people. There's nobody, no single individual, no matter how big, no matter the title, I'm a Christian, that can stop me from going to church. You understand? But no single individual can plant what is not in the Bible in my heart.
In your life.
No single individual has the capacity to do that, because God Almighty has given every one of us the brain to understand what is wrong and what is right. on Judgment Day, there will be nothing like I was deceived by my pastor, I was deceived by my imam, I was deceived by this scholar, there's nothing like that. You are supposed to know what is wrong and what is right. And those are the problems that we have as a nation.
Many Christians read their Bible.
Those are the problems that we have. You understand? Me, I prefer. When I got married to my wife, the first gift I gave her was a Bible.
Hallelujah.
Was a Bible. You understand? Read Bible. Until today, every 3 months, there is a booklet, prayer booklet.
Okay.
I buy every 3 months. I buy for my wife, I buy for myself, I buy for my children.
To shape their
morale. Please, let's take this call. Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hi.
He said hi. Go ahead. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Yeah? Okay, where are you calling from?
Okay,
It should be from.
Sorry, I can't get you. We can't.
Because it's not for this program.
Okay.
Please call again.
So we must reinvent what the family is all about. Family is all about grooming responsible children to the society.
The family and the church.
The family and the church.
Religion foundation.
See, once when we got it wrong, I'm very sorry, and we know Pentecostalism is derailing what Christianity is all about, because I grew in the apostolic church, and I know how disciplined they used to be then. They used to be then. How disciplined they used to be then. You understand? But today we have children that nobody has. This is Africa. We are not in Europe. Nobody has laid a cane on them. We actually nobody has laid a cane on them. But when we are growing up, our cane, we have cane in our family. Yes, different sizes. We had in the church and we had in school. Those 3 places, you must receive your cane except you behave yourself. But no matter how you misbehave right now, teachers cannot discipline children. Some that are interested in disciplining children, they cannot discipline children. Majority of teachers are not even interested in disciplining children. Yes. They are angry doing the work they are doing. Because those are teachers now. Those are teachers now are not teachers because they love the professor. They are there because there is nothing else. Once you are doing what you don't like, there's no way you can give your 100%. There's no way you can give your 100%. So we must look at ourselves and determine for ourselves what is the problem, and we start from individuals to solve the problem within ourselves. You understand? Because wherever I see myself, I had a job with a technology company with a very mega salary, but I was giving my best. I was doing my best for 2 reasons. Because God Almighty has not permitted me to collect money without doing the job. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't want embarrassment from my superiors. I don't want embarrassment from my superiors. So, from the spiritual aspect, once you are being paid, you are supposed to perform your duties. If you are no longer satisfied with the pay, you cannot be inside the system and sabotage the system. Working against the system. Number two, I don't want embarrassment because I had supervisors who were almost my age. So for me to embarrass myself, so my dignity will be at stake if I do what I'm not supposed to do. But who are those people? I'm looking for people that still believe in such ideology. Well, very few. You see people go to answer query from people they are older than, and they don't care. They don't know that they are supposed to stop what they are doing. You see people who are being terminated. That's people that are older than, and they don't care. You understand? So we must look at ourselves as individuals. What do I want to do for this country? Those that fought for the independence of this country, they did not fight for the independence because they had no food to eat. They did not fight for the independence because they had no water to drink. They did not fight for the independence because they couldn't take care of their families. They fought for independence because they believed that this will be a good thing for the country and our people. And they sacrificed. Nobody has ever written a book to tell us how those family fathers were bribed. Nobody to jettison the struggle for independence. Because they went on doing it. But I want to tell Nigerians today, on this occasion of this 65th birthday, that those people were actually bribed. They were given things for them to forget about dependence.
Yes,
and they refuse. Not only Nigeria, because you remember before independence, they were those Europeans, the British, they were sending focal people outside the country to go and study.
Yes.
What is the essence of sending them outside the country? So that they brainwash them, so that they will jettison the idea of fighting for independence. The French, they did the same thing too. All over Africa.
Let's see whether we can get this one. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Madam, we are hearing you.
Yes, I'm watching the TV. I thought what they are doing is today.
Today is live. We are on set now, it's live.
Okay, it's live.
Yes.
Okay.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ezine.
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you want to say.
Yes, happy independence.
So we should say.
Yes, I'm watching you people live, and I'm hearing you people saying children. So I didn't know where you people started. I don't know what you people are talking about. Only what I'm understanding is children, teachers, because what I want to talk about is Nigeria.
Go ahead.
It's really happening in Nigeria now.
Go ahead.
I should go ahead and talk.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for giving me the audience.
It's okay, isn't it?
Now, a bag of rice in the market is 80-something thousand.
80. Okay.
That is a bag of rice. Electricity, we cannot afford to pay electricity. The day there is light, and there is no light, the light is not constant. Nigeria is giving another country light. They will never, like Cote d'Ivoire, they will never take light without informing them that they are taking light. But everything in my house, Nigeria never has burned it out. Because they take light anyhow, they take light anything, anyhow they like it. You go to hospital, you are not working, you go to hospital, you cannot afford to pay a medical bill. You can't afford to buy drug in the market. And now we are talking, we are doing happy independence. Nigeria is 55 years. What are we voting on? What are we talking about? We are talking about children beating children, their children are doing this, children are doing that. It's not only children that we should talk about in Nigeria. We have a lot to talk about in Nigeria. A basket of tomato in the market, how much is it now? 45,000. A basket of tomato that we are buying, how much in the market? So what are we talking about? If you are not a civil servant is collecting 70,000. How much is he paying in the market? How much is he buying food? You are not a civil servant, you cannot eat food. Like me, I'm not a civil servant, so I cannot eat food. How much is medical bill? I went to general hospital the other day to see a doctor in a general hospital. I have to pay 5,000 naira to see a doctor in general hospital.
Yes, that's what happens. Go ahead, isn't it?
Are you okay, or should I say okay?
Go ahead, isn't it?
Okay. How much is for me to contest for the test is 6,000 naira? Again, malaria test is how much in the market? Typhoid test is how much? How much is the drug that we were buying? You are paying you 70,000 naira. You go market and to go and buy hypertension drug, which is some. I want the whole way I'm living in Abuja to get the hypertension drug of 11,000 naira. How much is this inside? We are talking of children beating children. Is this really what we should talk in Nigeria? Nigeria is 55 years. We cannot vote of anything.
Thank you so much, Ezinne. Thank you.
When you drop it, go far.
Yeah, because we were talking about others. It's just that it is the turn of the children. It's the turn of the children. That's why we were talking about the country, the leadership, then the parents. Then before now we got to the children. So it's just because you didn't join us from the beginning. But all the same, thank you so much.
You are on there.
The leadership that she knows.
Yes.
Is governors, president,
yes,
senators. We have relinquished our duty as parents. That is number one. We respond to her.
Yes.
Number two, Nigeria is like this today because of the leaders that we have now. Tomorrow, we are going to have a new set of leaders.
Yes.
Then what kind of leaders are we going to have?
Are we trying to produce now?
That is where the issue of children came from.
Yes.
You understand? If today
everyone has the question,
those that will make tomorrow good, those are the children. Those are the children today. So, but the madam is not talking about the children. She's concerned about what she buys in the market, the drugs she buys, the tomato she buys, but
the rice.
The duty of a parent, and that's how they want to make tomorrow a better day for
than today.
You understand? By preparing the children for that tomorrow. One bishop will always say that you cannot prepare tomorrow for your children. You can only prepare your children for tomorrow.
Yes.
So if she says we are talking about beating children, then what we are witnessing now from leaders will be child's play. If we don't bring those that will do discipline things differently in future, what we are seeing now will be child's play. And that is why we have to talk about leadership holistic from grassroots, from the family to the church, then to other places. And I give you an example. You understand? We have said it that government is the problem. Because government was managing power. The power she talked about.
Yes.
Government was managing power. That is why we have no light. We have no electricity. And in 2013, President Jonathan, the former President Jonathan, decided to sell the assets to private individuals, investors.
Jenko
and
Discos and what have you.
Then what has been the improvement? The same problem. The same problem. We are talking about, we are saying, government should remove their hands from the energy sector, as petroleum and the rest of them. And PIA came into being. And we thought that will solve our problem. As it solved our problem, Pegasan is the same. Now, the whole we have government refineries that are not working. The one has a refinery that is working.
And Pegasan and want to shut it down.
The man has trucks that he bought to distribute fuel for free
nationwide.
Then Pegasan, that are not government organizations, government agencies, they went there to put their sticker. On somebody's else's trucks. On somebody's else's truck. That is to say that the problem of Nigeria is Nigerians. Nigerians. Yes. When you say it's government, then from 2013 to date, they should have enough electricity. Those investors, we have like 11 discos. They should be able to distribute electricity to us. We have like 8 Jenkos. Then if you say government is a problem, then the idea of PIA and removal of subsidy, then government should not have anything to say around the petroleum sector.
Yes.
Both downstream and upstream, except for the crude.
Yes.
You understand? So Nigeria problem is a problem. And if we don't look at Nigeria problem from
holistically,
from the family,
yes.
I'm trying to highlight the woman. If you don't look at it from the family, we are going nowhere. If you are just looking at what we eat and drink alone, then not looking at what will be the fate of this country, what will be the fate of this country in the nearest future. When these children, if these children that we are seeing now will be those that will lead the future, then I wonder how the future will be like. Because the first casualty, there's the oldest institution in this country is the traditional institution. That's the oldest. Before Islam, before Christianity, before democracy, we had traditional institutions, and people were being led through the institution. The first casualty will be the traditional institution. When do you see those days, those that were traditional rulers were very wise. Who do we see among the children now that will grow and have the wisdom
and restore that foundation
and have the wisdom to be a traditional life? I don't see it. So we must go back to the drawing board. We must go back. We are not saying you should starve your children because you grew up being hungry. We are not saying you should feed your children with gari and palm kernel because that was what you took and today you are successful. Because of that, you want to feed your children. But discipline is the hallmark of anybody that wants to be successful in life. Discipline is the hallmark. As an adult, you must imbibe a discipline. If you are not financially disciplined, you waste your money.
Yes.
If you are not financially disciplined, you waste your money.
Yes.
If you are not disciplined, you understand?
Yes.
You will not be able to have happy married life.
Okay, let me hear him. You wanted to add something. Let's just hear
in a medical line, they said proper diagnosis is 50% the cure. You know, as against what she is thinking, what actually the government wants us to do now is to be mindful of what to eat, as if we are just living to eat like animals, because nothing is working. So a lot of our women now is all about, like what she said, analyzing medical bills, food in the market, and that's exactly what the politicians want us to do, and forget our future. To what that is spirit officer. Be mindful of what to eat now. But here we are trying to diagnose where did we get it wrong, where did we miss, and this is exactly what we are discussing. That in those days, some of us going on, okay, let me talk about the very one that is very, very popular now. When I was growing up, I don't see my parents, even the women in my community, with paints, with attachments, with trousers. But this thing today now is become norm, and that is actually another source of waste. A lot of things we don't need. So corruption has aggravated from the traditional to the family, and then because the family that is hoisting it out there now, the family produce the people in the religious circle, the family produce the people in government, in civil service, in the military, and what have you. And when the family is no longer talking about, I want my child to have a moral name, Bible says that a good name is better than wealth. A good name is better than bread. You get it? So if we can come back to the drawing board, say, me, I'm sitting here, I'm taking responsibility for what is happening in Nigeria, and what am I doing? I'm doing a lot of fasting. We just finished 1 week Nigerian praise program. Like I told you, we were so busy nationwide. Delegates from all over the world. We just finished this month, 2 hours now, I didn't sleep.
And you were praying for Nigeria.
Yes.
And thank God for the prayers. That's the other part of the story. Because no matter what we do, we still need the God factor. And that is also what we need to put in our children, so that they will not just see
Even a lot of children don't have Bible, they have exotic food.
They will not just
see iPhone now.
They will not just
17, 15.
They will not just see technology as the only way out.
They feel embarrassed carrying this kind of phone now.
And
excuse me.
And there are traditional things we need to also continue to deal with ourselves. The normal greetings of parents.
Before I forget,
yes.
She said something that she bought hypertension drug.
Yes.
For
18,000 or 11,000.
That children of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, now begin to have
they have
hypertension.
Was it so in the past?
No.
Now,
because of competition,
no, madam should look at that. You should look at that. Why is it children? Why is it that discontented? Young people are being diagnosed as hypertensive now. Something that was not there before. So, if you don't look at the source of the problem, we cannot never get solution to the problem. It's quite unfortunate. I saw a young boy in university some years ago. It's late now. BP very high, and I just said the BP is even higher than somebody I know that had stroke 3 years ago. You understand? So what has gone wrong?
And just as you said, we is late now because of that high BP.
We must look at that. We must look at that. So if we are not looking at the price of drug, we must look at why you are taking the drug.
Around 13 years.
I was shocked how you lived to see to become, you know. So we must. His uncle in America bought a phone of 400,000 because according to them, they went to school. One of their students is carrying phone of 1 million. So he's ashamed to bring out his phone of 400,000. Because if we are not careful, what kind of future will we are not careful? No matter how bad the leaders of today are, we will not have a better hand. We will not have better hands to hand over to. You understand? Because what we are expecting is that we have bad leaders today. Tomorrow we are going to have good leaders. How do we bring those good leaders? That is what we are talking about.
Yes.
That from the family, we must start from the family. You understand? If today is better than tomorrow, then there's a problem.
Yeah, a big problem.
Nigeria is experiencing it better yesterday because of the people of Nigeria, not because of people outside the country, not because of foreigners. It's because of the people. You understand? And when we are saying government, the government has done this, government has done that. The hospital that woman went to, the reception in that hospital is even a problem to her. Of course, to aggravate her sickness. The reception, the way you be attended to, as if you are nobody, as if you don't have right to be there, as if they are doing the workers, the nurses and the doctors, they are doing your favor. Let me tell you, they are working and they are receiving their pay and everything. But nobody is challenging them.
In General Hospital here in Maitama, let me be very practical. In Maitama here, General Hospital, I had fever. I mean it. I went there. You buy cards to see doctor. I did that. Then there's group of in a particular reception. Then some nurses came there. If you hear what was coming out of the mouth of these nurses, I told myself, instead of me coming here looking for a solution to my sickness, let me go to my house. And that was the last time. I mean it. It happened. The reception will aggravate you. Everybody is in pain, as if you are valuing just the money you can. Just if possible, sit at home. Let me WhatsApp the money to you and let. This thing is getting out of hand. If me, I'm a business owner, I'm into a lot of things, but I can endure phone of 200,000, and I know how long it took me before I buy this phone. But our children, as I'm talking, our youth, our teenagers are into Yahoo. Why? They want to buy Range Rover Sports. They want a future that was supposed to be in the next 40 years to be now. You get it? So this is the foundation we are trying to treat. The people we are criticizing, governors and senators, and that are sharing money. Okay, like you say. The man says no subsidy. Everybody say okay, if it is for our good. The next thing is not giving senators, ministers, and governors billions. Go and take care of your people. Why don't you send alert to your citizens? If you are saying about taking this food from the rich people, then make it, let there be a level playing field.
But excuse me, it is not wrong for him to send it to the governors.
Those who were elected.
Yes, the people that were elected.
Senators, those who were elected.
Yes.
Are you not in this country? Just you elected.
Okay. So
are you not in this country?
No,
elected.
Just hold on. But the only problem is that the people that received the money did not do equitable distribution of the funds.
I already know, even if I'm in the presidency, I won't do it. So I want to, because I already know the foundation. See, why do you receive bulk SMS? Who are you going to use? What? Cool, God, it's very easy. Very easy. Let me use technology. Good. Let me paint a picture to you. Let me paint a picture. If I am from Osun State, and the president gives me money to go and give my people in Osun State, and I shall fund the money, how do you think the president can give somebody from Taraba State money to go and give, because he doesn't want to give governors? He will go and give somebody in Taraba State to go and give in Osun State.
It's not possible.
See,
it's not possible.
I want to make a point.
Technology must be operated by people. Technology must be operated by people. You understand? Empower. Blue Jonathan.
Yes.
Blue Jonathan started Empower. Also, or President Buhari started Empower.
Okay.
Empower, you must apply online. You must apply online for you to be selected, for you to be a beneficiary. But do you know that those in charge were still looking for ways, or they got ways to sabotage the system? What was the need? So that using technology is to entrench transparency and accountability. But the people in charge, there are people that will decide the solution.
Yes, they will do what they want, not what should be done.
See,
look at the nice bag, something that was used to train people that were to get money. When it was over, they kept receiving people to train them the more. Not even the nicer that they get the money, but their facilitators. Their facilitators are still training people up to train them that government will give them money, and they are collecting money from them. Wickedness on the heart of people who are Nigerians.
All those international community agencies that
even send grant to
they come here, they bring grant to Nigeria, but you can't expect a white man And the
not even CBN.
And the share
CBN.
They use Nigerians, but what has been the impact of all those aids?
They have no there has never been any impact on this thing.
To siphon it.
Yes.
That is the kind of people that
we do their personal.
What we are saying is we must deviate from that attitude. Deviate from that.
That is it. If we want to change,
build Nigeria for us. We want to build this country
exactly
at 65.
If we want to change our country, we must do these things that we are saying.
Look at where we are. We are not where we are supposed to be.
Yes.
That is what we are saying. And why are we not where we are supposed to be? It is because of us, Nigerians, that we are not where we are supposed to be.
So the summary, please, on a summary, because we are gone beyond our time, we need to go now. But what we're saying is that you have watched and you have listened, you've heard. Look inwards, change the evil in you, and do the right thing, because you know. If you are part of the problem, you know yourself. The only thing is that you may say you don't care, but one day, and people say, one day could be one day. It will still happen in this country. Let us do the best we can to make this country what it ought to be. And that is where we'll round it off for today. Thank you so much, OLUMUYIWA ONLEDE, for being here today. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed with your presence. Please keep coming. Right, thank you. And thank you so much, SAMPRAISE. Thank you so much for coming. SAMPRAISE ITOMO. We will hope to have you again and again.
My pleasure.
I want to say special thanks to, and all Nigerians. Thank you so much. Let's keep the hope alive. That's what they're saying. Very special thanks to Ezinne that called from Abuja, to Mohammed also that called from Maiduguri. Thank you so much. Paul Omale, thank you for helping us get the work done here. Emmanuel Solomon, thank you so much. Sam Amaji, thank you. Blessing Aina, thank you. We want to also say thanks to Divine Dabelaya, the Double D, as well as Victor Adeoye and Victor Chizea, not forgetting Felix Akinjagula. This is Okechukwu Onubogu. What have I got to say? On behalf of my producer, Ruben Okala, I say, may the best happen to us all the time.